Good afternoon and welcome to the inaugural Black Minds Matter Black-Owned Schools Tour. My name is Denisha Merriweather, founder of Black Minds Matter and host of this year's Black-Owned Schools Tour. During this year's tour, we will visit 8 schools, and we visited some yesterday, and we have a couple more for today from all across the country in Wisconsin, Tennessee, the District of Columbia, California, Louisiana, Oklahoma, and Arizona. The purpose of the Black Minds Matter movement is to raise awareness of the institutional inequalities in the education system that eerily resemble the institutional injustices of our criminal justice system. We seek to liberate Black minds and nourish them with a rich education by any means necessary, because our essence and our being deserve life. This year's tour is a manifestation of that hope and vision. We know all across the country, many African Americans have founded schools. We want to find them, celebrate them, and share their stories. Education has always meant Black power, Black liberty, and Black justice. The freedom of the body and the mind has always been the goal. To learn more about Black Minds Matter, you can visit our website at blackmindsmatter.net and tune in for more school tours going on later today at blackmindsmatter.net/events. Thanks for joining, and let's hop right in. Our segment feature for right now, we are in California at Pasadena Rosebud Academy, and I'm so happy to speak with Ms. Shawn to discuss the school. But before we go into the conversation, let's take a look at this quick video.
Hi, I'm Zaria Gibson. I'm 11 years old, and I go to Pasadena Rosebud Academy. This is our school uniform. It says Pasadena Rosebud Academy Charter School. I am in 6th grade, and my favorite subject is math because I love the numbers. It's really fun. I have straight A's. It's important to get straight A's to have a good education, get into a great college, and just make it far in life. The school is really advanced. Everyone's really fun, and it gives you a higher standard, so you can get good grades if you just focus. We have a lot of tests, but if you study well, then they're going to be really easy. Miss Brumfield, she is our principal. She's a really nice and understanding principal, and I think that she did a good job with the school because this is an amazing school.
As the founder and director of Rosebud Academy, it is my job to ensure that all the staff, the teachers, the parents, and students are upheld to the mission and vision of the school. I set the tone, and I set the culture for ensuring that everyone believes that all children can learn and that all children should be held to high academic standards. What I've been able to do was to create a diverse group of staff that can contribute to that mission and that vision, but also who are very committed to teaching these students and making sure that they have a really strong foundation that they can be successful long term. And with these teachers, the diverse teachers, they're able to bring their culture in, they're able to connect to the students and give students a more rich experience academically. We really understand that strong reading comprehension skills are going to be the foundation to their academic success, and also critical thinking skills. So we understand that critical thinking is tied to the language skills, reading comprehension, writing, listening, and speaking. And so all of our practices are geared towards strengthening all those different areas so that students are strong readers and that their critical thinking skills are maximized. For me, closing the opportunity gap for Black students means giving them an opportunity to excel academically, but also to be wealth conscious. Again, I want our students to leave here knowing that they can compete, that they can achieve, and that they can do anything that they want in society. Our world, really would benefit from everyone having an opportunity to create and having an opportunity to contribute to the greater good of humanity.
Wonderful, wonderful. So talk to me a little bit about your vision. And when did it birth in you? When did you get the thought of maybe one day I want to open my own school?
Well, I started becoming an educator haphazardly. It was never on my radar. I actually have my bachelor's in economics, and I ended up getting into education just because somebody was like, "Hey, you should try substitute teaching," and then I got into it. It ended up becoming my passion and my purpose. So, as a middle school teacher, I was working with students in English and social studies, and I found that there were so many students coming to me who were reading 2 to 3 grade levels below their grade level, and they just didn't have the academic skills that they needed to be successful. And they were just kind of, their confidence was low, and so I was like, what's going on? And I knew that these students didn't have any learning disabilities, and I knew that there was some sort of gap in their education along the way. And so as I got deeper into it and just became more purpose and passion driven, I knew that the only way that I could affect change was to, do something on my own and, get away from that bureaucratic system that was kind of impeding the student development. And I knew that students needed a strong foundation at that elementary level. And so that was kind of my driving force.
So you had this thought for some time, and then you thought to yourself, okay, I want to maybe start my own school. And when did that happen? In what year, and how did that come about?
So while I was teaching, I always knew one day I'm going to open my school. So that was probably in early, late 1990s, going into the 2000s. And then once I had gotten married, and then I got pregnant. And then when I was on maternity leave, that's when I started to develop the school. And when my son became 5, I opened the school. So I started doing all the groundwork while I was home with my son and, being a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, awesome. And when you think about from then until now, and all of the progression and even the years and the number of students that you've served, how is it looking back and thinking like, oh man, I was just in the classroom and now I'm able to just cultivate and mold students' minds how it should be?
Well, it's great because even when I was in the classroom, I had my own thoughts and ideas on what I wanted to do and how I wanted to affect students. And a big thing was I wanted students to gain these experiences outside of the classroom. When I was in the classroom, I started this club called the Travel Club. Students weren't getting out and experiencing things outside of the school. And so we would take a lot of field trips outside. And my dream was to take kids out of the country. And so now with the school, we're able to do that. We take our kids to Costa Rica. We also have taken a few groups to China. That was before COVID. And our 8th grade students go to Washington and Washington, D.C. and New York, so that they can experience what they're learning in the classroom and get a hands-on experience with that. So we do a lot of traveling, even at the kindergarten level. There's an end-of-year field trip for every class. The kindergartners, they go to Catalina Island. They take a trip over there on the Catalina Express. I know you guys don't know, you're in Florida. But our 4th grade students, we fly them into Sacramento, our capital, so that they can get an experience up there. So we do a lot of outside experiences. And
Yeah.
that's a real big vision for me, and we're able to do that.
When you and tell me a little bit the number of students you serve and in the grade levels.
We serve kinder through 8th grade, and we have roughly 200 students.
Amazing. And this is from your founding in 1999, 2000?
No, we started in September 2007.
Amazing. And you're a private school serving students K through 8th, or roughly about 200 students. And what does it look like during this time of COVID?
We're actually a charter school. So yes, we are a charter school. And we are serving students virtually now with COVID. And, it was a challenge. We started last year when the country shut down in March. And so we were on a huge learning curve at that point. So once, we got through that piece of it, we were able to figure out a better way to maximize distant learning so that we went into this next school year in September better off. And so we were able to put in practices that were going to help us maximize how students learn virtually. And I have a dynamic team that is really helping to support students during this crazy time.
Yeah, seriously, into just so many ways. So talk to me a little bit about what it means to you being Black owned. We're part of this Black owned schools tour under Black Minds Matter, highlighting the founders of schools all across the country who are Black led. And when I first started on this journey of trying to find different schools, because I went to a Black owned schools and I thought it was the norm, to be honest. I didn't think that there was anything different. But then I started, looking around, and there was no directory. There was no listing of where, you great founders are and your stories and kind of why you decided to do this. And so talk to me a little bit about what it means to you. Did you think about it that way when you were founding a school? Like, oh, I'm going to be Black led?
Not necessarily. No, I was more just passion and purpose driven. I just wanted to educate. And, so I think that's what kind of led me initially. Since then, I do understand the importance of what I do now in terms of being Black and educating Black students. And so I do have a certain mindset that I approach things with, working with students of color and ensuring that they get what they need so that they can be successful long term.
Yeah. And so we have a student who you selected out of your 200 who's going to share a poem with us. Are you ready, Abraham?
Yes. Hello, my name is Abraham, and this is the poem I wrote called Fight. If we must die, let it not be like hogs. We must die like heroes, not like vicious street dogs. With some woman fighting, we say she rose. We must stand up for our rights and go down in the fight.
Thank you so much. And what was the inspiration behind that poem? Because it sounds really deep. What was your inspiration?
The inspiration of this poem was, it was a response to a poem by Claudia McKay, If We Must Die.
Yeah. And so how long have you been at Pasadena, Rosebud?
This is my, I'm 7th grade, so this would be my 8th year being here. I've been here since kindergarten.
Amazing. So you're one of the OGs, huh? Yeah. And so what is it? How much, what do you like the most about Pasadena Rosebud?
Probably the way they teach. It's not too hard. They give the same amount of help to each person, and they don't do favorites or anything. So, and the people, the staffs, the teachers, everybody's very nice. So.
Yeah, that's amazing. And Miss Sean, looking at, it's looking at a student who you helped to mold and to direct and to give quality education to, how does that feel looking over at Abraham?
Oh, can you hear me? Okay. No, it feels great. Abraham is a great, and I've actually had his whole family. He has four siblings. There's five of them, and he's number, what are you, three or four? Four. Okay. He's number four. So he's had siblings who have graduated from here, three so far, and there's two of them left. So it's amazing. And one of the things that is empowering is that we are able to follow our students even into high school and beyond because of our community. And we have a very familiar community, and we keep contact with them. So when they come to Pasadena Rosebud Academy, we're not with them just while they're here. We follow them into the future, and we are providing resources and support to them along their journey in life. So that's amazing to be able to do that with these students.
Yeah, it's very amazing because I'm not, students come from all walks of life and need different levels of engagement and support. And so being able to provide those it's just amazing. Now tell me, because you're Black owned and Black led, do you have an extra flavor or spark? Do you feel like schools that are Black led and your schools has an extra flavor and spark? And Abraham, I'd love to get your take on this answer too.
Yeah, there's always flavor, as African American, we have that swag to us in general. So anytime we have programs, they're always, lively, lit, as the kids would say. But just the culture of it brings that swag and that energy to us.
Like Miss Brumfield said, yes, we do have that swag. Basically, we have a lot of fun events. Everybody from different places come. It's very fun. We play music, games. It's just a very nice and welcoming place.
Abraham, I'm curious, did you know before this event, did you pay any attention that your school was Black owned or Black led?
Yes, I did.
You did notice it? And how does that make you feel, seeing that your school is Black owned?
I think it made me feel a little more comfortable, I guess, that somebody of my own race is owning their own school and teaching people of not only Black but different races too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. Like I was telling before we started the interview, I think I was telling you, Miss Shauna, like I went to a Black owned school, had no idea that it was Black owned, and until like more recently. And Abraham, it gives you a bit of more confidence. Like if I can go to a school and receive a quality education, I can do the same other places. And as we come to a close, but what advice would you give, Ms. Shauna, to other people who are thinking about launching their own schools? You come from a background in education, and so maybe other individuals who are current teachers and they want to start a school.
Well, a big thing is making sure that the mission and vision is upheld. And so that's going to be very critical in terms of who you hire. The people you hire must believe in the mission and vision of the school, and just creating a positive culture and environment for everyone to work and live in. And then understanding that all the aspects of the business. A lot of times people just think about the teaching and learning, but all of the things that go into running the school should be a part of that mission and vision. And so if you're going to lead a school, make sure that you are hands-on and that you are sticking to that mission and vision and understanding how everything that happens at the school is tied to that and is going to contribute in a positive way to what you're trying to do in the long run.
Yeah. I think more schools that are Black owned should exist.
Say it again.
I said, do you think that more Black owned schools should exist?
I do. I think that what we have to offer is very important. Some of the things that I'm doing is really geared towards ensuring that we change the trajectory of the Black and Brown experience in America. We have a financial literacy program, and we want to make sure that students are gaining a strong foundation in money, economics, and are having a mindset of wealth. I mean, the only way that we are going to, be taken seriously in this country is through economics and having that wealth. But it's really a mindset that we need to create. And then also making sure that these students are confident and that they have the experiences, that they understand that the world is bigger than their immediate environment. And, through our travel and all of our outside experiences, our students are able to think bigger, dream bigger, and they understand that they can do anything. And they know that money is important and, getting to wealth, that they can become millionaires. And so we're not minimizing how they think and how they show up in the world. And I think that's so important for what we're doing, again, to change the trajectory of our experience in America.
Yeah, talking about economics, some of the other schools that we've interviewed in the school tour were previously a private school, and then they went and converted into a charter school. And because it was a matter of the monies, not all of the kids were able to attend the private school because they couldn't afford the tuition. Was that a similar why you decided to launch a charter as opposed to a private?
No, I think that I wanted to focus on public school, and but I did want people to be accessible to it as well. And so it wasn't necessarily that, I wanted to go private and did the public, but I just wanted it to be accessible. And I do think that as a public school, it does allow other students, all students, to have access to what we have to offer.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Anything else you want to share, Abraham? Anything else you want to leave with the people?
Yeah, I just want to say that this school is a great school, and that there should be more Black-owned schools, and don't be afraid of trying your best in life and trying to make new friends and just having a great life. So, yeah.
Thank you, Abraham.
Yes, out of the mouths of babes.
Right.
Well, thank you so much, Ms. Sean, for being featured in this year's inaugural Black-owned schools tour. We have 2 more schools in the tour, and we will be kicking it over in the Black-owned schools tour the rest of the day. And please join us. We'll be ending today for our Black-owned schools tour. Our next school is Crossover Preparatory Academy at 2 p.m. and 1 p.m. Central. Crossover Prep is an all-boys school, and so we'll be learning and hearing from their founder. Thank you again, Ms. Sean, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much for having me. You have a great day. Bye.